Hippity Hoppity, this is no longer your property to manage. After graduating college, my girlfriend and I moved to a new state where she was accepted into an engineering program. We found a lovely garden apartment-style complex that advertised 100 megabits per second internet speed included in the price, among a few other amenities. When we met the property manager, he seemed strict but well-mannered. Nothing out of the ordinary. Until we signed the lease. The first problem. Suddenly, walking into his office was not allowed without an appointment. I had come by to ask a question. Saw him browsing social media, and figured he was as available as he made himself to us when we first came by, unannounced, to view a model apartment. Nope. He refused to answer my question and asked me to make an appointment via email. The second problem. The terms of our lease included an attachment to complete within 48 hours of accepting the keys. That details all discrepancies within the unit. We submitted the attachment via email around the 40th hour. The property manager responded that the terms recently changed from 48 to 24 hours, and since we had passed 24 hours, we would be held liable for all found damages. When citing our copy of the lease, which explicitly stated 48 hours, he informs us that we signed an outdated copy and would need to make an appointment to come by the office and sign a new lease. The third problem. The internet speed was not 100 megabits per second as advertised. It was less than 15 megabits per second off-peak and about 5 megabits per second on peak. We again contacted the property manager to complain, but were referred to make an appointment. The fourth problem. We made an appointment to address the previous three problems during this meeting, and after I finished voicing our issues, the property manager leans forward and says, "There are other communities in this neighborhood that may be more accepting of people like you and your girlfriend. You're welcome to break the lease and leave. People like you and your girlfriend." I had thought he was referencing our no-nonsense response to his nonsense. Daily communication, scheduling multiple meetings to address these issues, etc. But my girlfriend believed he was speaking towards our skin colors. Her, a black woman, and myself, a white man. My girlfriend jokingly told me to check my privilege before getting serious and explaining to me that we were experiencing discrimination at the very least. The solution. I did some research and discovered the property manager worked for a larger organization that owned several complexes throughout the country. I found their director of human resources on LinkedIn and made a connection. I then emailed her copies of all email correspondence, screenshots of the lease, pictures of the internet speed flags advertised by the road, and more screenshots of online speed tests. We further noted his comment and the implications behind it. The human resources director replied within a few hours and promised us she would look into the issue. About 2 days later, the property manager called and asked us to come by his office at our convenience. We showed up near the end of the day, and sat down across from him. He then proceeded to ask us if we would be willing to write a letter stating we accepted his apology, despite not yet offering said apology, and in return he would credit us a month's rent, accept our damages attachment, and promise to have the ISP on site within a week to assess the internet issues. We declined. He got personal with us and revealed his job may be at stake and asked us to reconsider. My girlfriend leaned forward and said, "There are other communities in this neighborhood that may be more accepting of people like you. You're welcome to leave." The property manager was replaced in a week with a super sweet older woman who not only gave us all the things the original property manager had promised, the 1-month credit, accepting the damages attachment, and then further scheduling maintenance to fix said damages, having the ISP assess and upgrade the internet to promised speeds. But she also made it clear her office was always open for anything we may need. I looked up the old property manager about a few months later on LinkedIn. Still unemployed. My girlfriend leaned forward and said, "There are other communities in this neighborhood that may be more accepting of people like you. You're welcome to leave. Marry that woman." One of the most satisfying things on earth is using people's own words against them verbatim. The PM in the management company are lucky you didn't escalate it further. I am no lawyer, but when you couple the treatment you received with a statement that would be hard to argue wasn't rooted in bigotry, I would think you could pretty easily make the case that he violated federal fair housing regulations, which is a pretty huge deal. This reminds me of an incident that illustrated my own naivety. I was dating an African-American woman years ago, and I took her to one of my favorite breakfast places near my house. I had been going to this place for years, and for the first time service was horrible. The waitress gave us the cold shoulder basically, and I had to go to the cashier and tell them we needed our check. Upon hearing my grumbling about it, the GF said simply, "People don't like mixed-race couples." I started being more observant, and sure enough, if I were in that place by myself, or with a companion deemed acceptable, I had no problem. Sad people feel this way. Edited for clarity. Did you found out the reason for limited internet speed? 15 to 100 is big-ass variance though. This is amazing. Thanks for sharing the story and put a ring on that girl. Turns out being incompetent and lazy on top of racist isn't a winning combo. Weird. I can hear PM's condescending voice while saying that too. Just desserts. One of the best in a long time. Good for you. Number 2 alone is grounds for a lawsuit. Your girlfriend handled that jerk perfectly. This is exactly the way bigots need to be treated. Expose them by their own words and actions. Then let them eat the consequences. No mercy. Not one single quantum of solace. Chef kiss. Perfection. In return he would credit us a month's rent, accept our damages attachment, and promise to have the ISP on site within a week to assess the internet issues. Woman who not only gave us all the things the original property manager had promised, the 1-month credit, accepting the damages attachment and then further scheduling maintenance to fix said damages, having the ISP assess and upgrade the internet to promised speeds. But she also made it clear her office was always open for anything we may need. Sounds like he was forced to give you those things by corporate, not by his own willing. Oh, my soul sings when I read that your partner spit his words back into his face. This is too delicious. Your GF parting comment was like a B-52 dropping napalm on the bridge. Well played. Congratulations to your GF on being accepted into a graduate engineering program. I don't even know you guys, but I'm proud of her. Less than 3. I just finished a graduate degree in another field and let me tell you, it was no joke. As a PM myself, this was awful how you and your girlfriend were treated, and I'm sorry that happened to you. Stories like this give our profession a bad name. I do my very best to help out all my tenants, especially now during COVID. They pay for the right to have their issues resolved and to speak to me whenever they need something. I only work 9 to 5 MF, but tell them they can contact me 24 hours a day with questions or concerns. They're my boss, not the other way around. Oh my gosh, your GF's response to him at the end was priceless. I think I am in love with her. If he was freely browsing social media when you walked in, then the 100 megabits per second internet was true, but only in the main office, or else he was using up most of the bandwidth. which resulted in the slower than dial-up speeds you were experiencing in your apartment. Still good on you for getting rid of that pus. I'll parrot what others said, that you need to marry that girlfriend. The burn is strong with this one. I guess the PM was told by his bosses to offer all that to you, but the dick decided to continue his little game of dominance. Bit him in the ass.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.